Dear students, in this video lecture, we are going to learn about the divergence of a vector point function. If v vector is given by v1 I vector plus v2 j vector plus v3 k vector, if this is a vector point function, then the divergence of v vector represented by nebula dot v vector. So remember, this is not nebula v vector. Very importantly, this is nebula dot product with v vector, or also represented as div of v vector, is given by the scalar point function nebula dot v vector, which is equal to. So when we take the dot product between these two vectors, we obtain dou v1 by dou x plus dou v2 by dou y plus dou v3 by dou z. The reason behind this is we all know that the value of nebula, that is nebula is the operator which is given by dou x of I vector plus dou by dou y of j vector plus dou by dou z k vector. So this is the operator nebula, and nebula dot v is, we have to take the dot product of this with v vector. So what is v vector? It is given here. V vector is given as v1 I vector plus v2 j vector plus v3 k vector. So when we take the dot product between these two, what we get is nebula. This is nebula dot product with v vector. So when we take the dot product, we know that we should multiply only component wise and then we have to add it, because in dot product I dot I, j dot j and k dot k alone exist, whereas I dot j, I dot k, j dot I, j dot k and k dot I and k dot j does not exist. They become 0 because the dot product of different components becomes 0. Same component is equal to 1. So therefore we should multiply only component wise. So it will be dou by dou x of v1 plus dou by dou y. So this component here, j component is v2. So v2 plus dou by dou z, and the k component is v3 over here. So this. So therefore nebula dot v vector is given by this. This is how we have got it. So therefore, so if you see here, the formula is given like this. So nebula dot v vector is this. So this is what we obtain now. So therefore this is known as the divergence, which is represented by nebula dot v vector, or it can also be written as div of v vector. Now we shall solve some problems under this topic. So now here we have problem 35. Find the divergence of x square I vector plus y square j vector plus z square k vector. I have written the problem number as per your textbook. So now we have to find the divergence of this given vector. If suppose the given vector is taken as v vector, which is equal to x square I vector plus y square j vector plus z square k vector. So the ith component is v1, jth component is v2 and kth component is v3. Now we know that the divergence represented by div of v vector is equal to dou v1 by dou x plus dou v2 by dou y plus dou v3 by dou z. So now we shall substitute each one of them. So therefore this will be equal to dou by dou x of, what is v1? At the place of v1 we have x square. So here we have to write x square plus dou by dou y of v2. What is v2? Y square plus dou by dou z of v3. v3 is z square. So we have written all that. Now we shall differentiate partially. So x square when differentiated partially, we will be having 2x plus y square when differentiated partially, we will be having 2y plus z square when differentiated partially, we will be having 2z. Therefore the solution is 2 is common, so we can take and write it in as a common term. So therefore the divergence of v vector, that is the given vector, is 2 multiplied with x plus y plus z. We will do another problem to understand this concept more better. So here we have the next problem, that is problem 36. Find the divergence of the vector point function a vector is equal to x square yz I vector plus xyz square j vector plus k vector. So now this will be treated as v1, this is v2 and v3 is 1. Okay, now we know that nebula dot a vector, because since a vector is given here, divergence is given by nebula dot a vector, which is equal to dou v1 by dou x plus dou v2 by dou y plus dou v3 by dou z. So now we shall substitute each of them here. So on substitution, we have dou by dou x of what is v1 x square yz plus dou by dou y of what is v2 xyz square plus dou by dou z of v3 is 1. So now this will be further equal to what is the partial differentiation of this term with respect to x. The differentiation of x square is 2x. Y and z are constants, treated as constants, so it comes as it is. Plus, now y on differentiation partially with respect to y, this differentiation of y is 1 and x z square will be treated as constant, so they come as it is. Plus the differentiation of 1 with respect to z is 0. So therefore this becomes 0 since 1 is a constant. So this is the solution. Either you can leave it as it is or xz is common in both the terms. So you can take it out. So 2y plus x plus z alone we will have here, because x and z have been taken out. So 2. So xz multiplied with 2y plus z is the solution. Either you can write this solution or you can leave it with this solution also. Both are correct. So hope you have understood the concept of divergence. In our next video, we will learn about the solenoidal vector. When do we say a vector is solenoidal? So we will learn it in our next video. Thank you.